Hello everybody, I'm Thomas from Tom's CRM Talk and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I want to cover the very simple and basic topic and question, and that is, what is Salesforce? It sounds like a very simple question, and there's probably also a very simple answer on that. However, most people will just answer like, yeah, it's a system, or it's a software, or it's a CRM system where you already have some acronyms in it. And none of these answers is super incorrect, but I believe there is probably some better answers on that simple question. So let's deep dive into what is Salesforce. And here we go. Salesforce is a cloud-based customer relation management system, or CRM. And that answer is actually already like 100% accurate and done. However, I believe if you're working with Salesforce as an end user, especially as an admin, developer, or consultant, or you're planning to implement Salesforce in your company, you should know a little bit more about Salesforce than just, yeah, it's a cloud-based customer relation management system. And so here we go. Salesforce was founded in March 1999 as Software as a Service, SaaS company. And that is actually, for me, already an interesting fact, because 1999, Software as a Service was not the industry standard, right? It was actually already kind of revolutionary, let's say. And what does this mean? It is like you don't have to install any software anymore on your machine. You don't have to run a server park in your office building. Everything you need to run and to work with Salesforce is a web browser. I would recommend Chrome, and an internet connection. And that's already it, because Salesforce is running the server architecture for you. Salesforce is pretty much running everything for you. All you need is a browser and internet connection, log in, and you can start working with Salesforce. Salesforce is currently the #1 CRM tool with a market share of 24.27% in 2025, and that's huge. That's really a huge number. It's not like, yeah, they're kind of successful. No, they're more than just successful. And their headquarters in San Francisco, California. And if you ever will have a chance, or maybe you already had the chance to attend Dreamforce, which is once a year the global, let's call it, keynote, it's more than a keynote, happening event of Salesforce, the main event of Salesforce, where we showcase all the new products, all the things we're working on, everything which may come up, but also success stories from customers and so on and so on. You will realize how big Salesforce is, because San Francisco is actually turning into Salesforce. They could rename themselves into Salesforce City during that time. Salesforce is listed as a CRM on the New York Stock Exchange. And Mark Benioff is CEO, chairman, and one of the 4 founders. And that's also actually a very interesting fact to know, because a company which was founded 1999 and one of the founders is still CEO and chairman, and that company is #1 CRM tool on the market. That's an impressive number, and that's an impressive fact. And you can see here how successful Mark is as a CEO and chairman, but also how successful the employees from Salesforce are, and how successful this whole company and the products are, right? So let's talk a little bit, like, when someone is asking you, like, what is Salesforce? What does Salesforce offer, right? So I already know it's a customer relations management system, and it's a cloud-based software as a service company. Fantastic. But what do they offer? They offer actually products by need, and these are the 4 core products they offer: Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, Experience Cloud. Sales Cloud is actually the flagship and the one product they started in 1999 with. And Sales Cloud is all about managing sales, selling, and customer relationship in one cloud. With lead opportunity management, account and contact management, you can create reporting, dashboards, quoting, you have some approval flow in the background, you have forecasting, all these kind of things. Service Cloud is more focusing on the service aspect with a customer relationship. The customer, you can manage case management. If customers have an issue, they can create a ticket. You have a knowledge base, live agent chat. Marketing Cloud, of course, is focusing on the marketing needs like email marketing, customer journey management, campaigns. And then last but not least, you have the Experience Cloud, which is probably the most confusing product on all of these, because Experience Cloud, whenever you're working somewhere in the company and they're running Experience Cloud as a product, it's probably not get called Experience Cloud, but more like self-service portal, customer portal, community site whatsoever, because Experience Cloud is all in all, in a nutshell, Experience Cloud is a web page. You can create with low code a web page experience for your customer where you can create some self-service portals where customers can interact with each other, where they can help each other, they can share ideas, topics. You can create a partner side where you interact with the partners or with your partners directly, and so on and so on. The list is really here also endless. By the way, why we're going through all these products right now, and I will just cover here the very basic surface, actually, from Salesforce. But if you want to know more about the products, I can recommend an article and video from Salesforce Ben. I will link it down here in my video. And they will cover in about, I think, 15 minutes, 20 minutes video, all you need to know about Salesforce products and so on. So these are actually the Salesforce core products, let's say, the products by need. However, they also have industry-specific solutions like nonprofit, automotive, financial service, manufacturing, and so on, which is pretty much a more specialized version of, for example, the Sales Cloud. So, for example, if you're buying Sales Cloud for a nonprofit, first of all, you get a way better price because nonprofit companies, don't have like millions of money usually, and they have probably a different business needs than opportunity and lead management, but more running campaigns or more crowdfunding stuff, these kind of things. So that's these are the specific nitty-gritties which you have with industry-specific solutions. Salesforce does offer additional products like Slack, MuleSoft, Data Cloud, and of course Agentforce. And I mentioned this here as an extra point because Agentforce is huge, and it's not the present, it's also already the future. So you actually have the future already in present. It's what you can do with Agentforce is phenomenal, and what Salesforce did here and offer for the clients with Agentforce is extraordinary. It's simply amazing. How do they offer these products? Well, Salesforce comes with a subscription-based license model, and that's actually kind of surprising because it's also kind of risky for Salesforce, right? If you're not a happy customer, you cancel the subscription. Yes, of course, you probably, if you negotiate your contract with Salesforce, with an account manager from Salesforce, you may come up with a 1 year or 2 year whatsoever contract. However, bottom line, it's a subscription-based license model. And if you're not happy, you cancel subscriptions, or you don't use all the licenses you bought or you actually ordered. So it's actually revenue loss for Salesforce then, and they want to have happy customers, and they provide fantastical service. So they are very proud of themselves, and which I fully understand, and so they are also able to and proud of subscription-based license model. So how does it work? You buy actually packages, let's say. It's like a modular thing. You can buy, for example, a starters package, $25 per user per month from Sales Cloud, and all you have is account, contact, lead, and opportunity management, which is probably for a small company already sufficient, right? However, if you then say, oh, I want to use Agentforce, or I want to use unified data, which is Data Cloud, or something else, it's not possible. Then you need to upgrade, for example, to Enterprise to use Agentforce or Data Cloud, which is already then here included. But you cannot just simply add it. But for example, if you subscribe here to the Pro package with $100 per user per month, you can, for example, run account, contact, lead, opportunity management, plus Premier Success Plan if you want to. So you just buy it additionally on top of it. And this modular building thing is actually a nice idea. So you just actually spend money on the things you need. And right here, I would recommend whenever you start thinking about using Salesforce in your company, that you really talk with your Salesforce account manager, but maybe also already here on the website, salesforce.com/sales/pricing. Like, what do you really need? And what do you need from the start on? If you start implementing Salesforce, you probably don't need everything all at the very, very first day. Maybe you just want to start with something and then you add on additional features after you started implementing Salesforce successfully and the first things are up and running and users are happy, right? And here you get a really, really nice overview on, for example, I probably, I'm looking for the enterprise. What does enterprise include as built-in AI? So you can see here, it does include already Einstein Activity Capture, not buyer assistance, Einstein Conversation Insights or Opportunity Scoring, which is great. Let's start with this, set it up, see if users are happy, and then we can still add on Einstein Relationship Insights if we want, or email insights or lead scoring. So it's very flexible and really designed for your needs. All right. And again, like I said, if you planning or if you're more interested in the products of Salesforce, just check the link from Salesforce Pen right here down in the video description. One last thing, and this is actually one probably of my favorite information here on this video is, and it's kind of funny. When people asking me, and it happens a lot in the past and still happening, and it's okay, it's normal. It's nothing like where you think like, oh my gosh, how can people ask that? People are asking me like, what is Salesforce? And I say, Salesforce is a cloud-based CRM system with a subscription-based model. CRM like SAP. No, not really. Salesforce is not SAP. There's a difference because an SAP is an ERP, which stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. Also, so many acronyms, right? We're also using so many acronyms all the time. So it's also sometimes difficult to differentiate, but it's important to know. If you're using acronyms, it's important to know what it stands for. All right, let's go through it. To solve this question or this statement like Salesforce is the same as SAP, it's not. So Salesforce, as mentioned already a couple of times, is a CRM tool, and it's built, and the main thing or focus of Salesforce is to set up a relationship between your company with your customers. So you can gain revenue, you can gain the relationships, you can improve processes, you can improve your profitability, you can improve a relationship with your customers. It's all about customer management. No matter if it's from a service perspective, so they have a good service experience because they can come to you with a problem, they create a ticket and it gets solved in a couple of, hopefully, minutes, or maybe an hour, I don't know. But also, of course, from a sales perspective, selling perspective, that if they get in contact with you with negotiating some contracts, that your sales reps and your company are able to find all the information at a glance, being able to work with your customers to get the right contract, the right products. And that's actually CRM for. ERP, on the other hand, like SAP, is more like streamlining your internal processes. So it helps your organization or your company to get an overview about your internal process, your core business, and streamline that and make it more efficient. And that includes finance, HR, procurement, sales, what's so mentioned here. And if you break that down on a very, very basic nutshell, you could say CRM is a tool focusing on your relationship with external partners, customers, while ERP is actually a tool which is facing your internal relationships and your internal processes and how your departments work and stick together. So that's actually the main difference here. It does not mean that some ERP systems like SAP also can handle some kind of CRM stuff, and also the other way around, right? You can also set up in Salesforce some HR processes or supply chains or whatsoever. I mean, it's fully customizable. But the very, very main features and functionality which are running in the background and for what these systems are designed for is completely different. Right? You also don't buy a sports car and then thinking about like, yeah, I need to carry also my family, and then you start rebuilding your sport car into a family car. You don't do that. You could, but you don't do that because a sports car is designed to run fast and not to carry your whole family into a vacation. All right, and that's already it. I hope you like that video here. And if you like it, give it a thumbs up. And if you like the channel, of course, please subscribe. And one notice one more time, this video and this channel is demonetized, so I don't make any money out of it. This is completely free. I'm happy to share my knowledge and my point of view on some things with you. And yeah, stay tuned and see you later. Thank you for your interest. Bye.